Arise. King KAI Aloysius Havertz, first of his name. Oh, hail. You have arrived, my son. Come on in. Welcome in. Put your crown on, baby. The haters was trying to stop you, but you're here now. Let's rock. We here today, baby. I need y'all to bend the knee real quick. All the haters, bend the knee real quick, because y'all was hating all the way up until you scored that goal. I saw some of y'all celebrating. I need y'all to bend the knee, show some love for your boy. Let's go. Let's get it, man. Let's talk. Let's talk today. Yo, what's goody, everybody? It's full-time Trippy back in the building. Brentford 0, Arsenal 1 at the Community GG Tech Stadium, whatever you want to call it, man. We have made it through to the top of the table after a very, very cagey, scrappy, subdued to some degree affair. But we've come out with all 3 points, ladies and gentlemen. I can't tell you how stressful it was, how nervy it was at times to really see some of these things transpire. A lot of storylines going into this after the international break, but damn it, we're here. Damn it, we got 3 points when we needed to. I was nervous for this game, just in general, coming off the international break. I don't know who was going to be back. I don't know who was going to be fit, given everybody's playing certain games and how it went down. But the boys kept playing on. The consistent theme of us fighting through whatever adversity to keep playing forward, keep pushing forward to make things happen. It happened today, again, against a very, very, very good Brentford side. I have to give credit to credit where credit's due. Brentford are one of the best just drilled sides in the league. They just know what to do. I think they're my favorite team outside of the big six to probably watch, outside of maybe Brighton, to be real, because they play good football. They show no fear, and they're just physical. They get at you. They know what they need to do, and they're just a smart team. They have a smart coach. I give all love to Brentford, man. I ain't gonna lie, they're a cool ass club to me. I rock with them. But today they employed some of the most devious low block setups I've ever seen in my lifetime, bro. It was a pain in the ass, bro. It's hard. You can't, necessarily put all the flack on Arsenal players, but when you see stuff like that, that's hard to play against. That's just against anybody. It's going to be hard to play against those low blocks, and you're going to need to, again, ride your luck, take challenges, keep probing and stuff. So I don't entirely blame how we have been slightly disjointed, again, to keep a bit more security and control, to keep moving forward and keep, probing and keep making chances and be on the front foot and have control over the match. But damn, it's just difficult to navigate that sometimes. I'm going to be real. But we came through it. And a goal from our boy off the bench, man. KAI Havertz came through. I'm gonna speak on him in a second. I'm gonna speak on him towards the end. I'll get that up. But again, we had the Ramsdale narrative, which was, again, in the first half. Oh boy, I'll get into that when we get to these player ratings. Is he gonna fit the billing? He's gonna stand up to the challenge, and we'll talk about that in a second. Gabriel Jesus and Martinelli coming back from international duty. Are they gonna be fully fit after they played a whole, damn near full 90 on Wednesday? There's just a lot of things that were affecting this matchup. And in the game, it was scrappy, man. It was very, very scrappy. I feel like it was, again, slightly disjointed at times as we were trying to make things happen, secure control. We got lucky. We rode our luck a couple of times as well. There's a chance from I can't remember who it was on the left hand side, but Zinchenko got a game stopping save, and there was some, after a Ramsdale mistake, Declan Rice was in the right position to save us from certain death at one point early in the match. So listen, this was very, very much we had to keep pushing, and I think the plan was pretty much right. I wish there would have been a bit more vim and vigor on the front foot from more people in the attacking sense. I think one of our biggest problems today was we weren't as imposing in the middle of the park, and I feel like we got not necessarily outplayed, but definitely outmuscled as they tried to pack it out. I feel like in the first half, Trossard and Odegaard weren't as on the ball and influential as I thought they were going to be, and off the ball, I feel like they were, again, in those duels, they weren't winning as much as many of them. So, you gotta kind of take that into consideration. But again, we played on some standouts, which I'll get to as well, in Zinchenko and Declan Rice, because they absolutely ran the show for us at times when we didn't look like we were going to go anywhere. So, dog, I'm just happy we got this dub. I'm happy how it broke down. And that was, if you see the timeline, if you check my timeline, Twitter or x.com/fulltimetrip, you'll see I was like, I want either Nketiah or Havertz goal today. How it's coming through. You got to believe, baby. baby. You gotta believe. But all right, real quick, let's talk about the game more. Let's get into the player ratings. First off, Ramsdale, I'm going to give him a 7 today. I'm gonna give him a 7. Each mistake and the general timidness to play out from the back are why I marked those points, those 3 points off from him getting a 10. I feel like the first mistake was egregious. The second mistake where he threw the ball a little bit over and like he was in between two minds, egregious. That first half was like absolutely zero confidence. He was just in his shell. I feel like everything that was ailing him just came to a head, man. It was not a good half. It was not a good half, that first half. But the second half, he grew into the game. Again, he was being more aggressive, being more assertive, calling for things, stepping out of his box when he needed to. I think he handles a lot of those things very well. Just generally alert in that second half. And I feel like it was down to some instruction from Arteta and just him just kind of snapping out of that little funk in the first half. I think he came through, but does that convince me that he deserves the #1 spot over David Raya? Nah, I'm gonna be honest, nah, because on another day he could have that mistake and then they could capitalize and we go 1 or 2-0 down based off of what he did. It's hard, man. He's in the situation where he has to step up. David Raya's fit the bill as the #1 right now. Either you step up to the challenge and you prove every time out that you're not gonna make those mistakes. You're gonna be brave. You're gonna be comfortable in those situations. You have to do it. This is the chance to either stand up and be counted for and say, hey, listen, I'm trying to be the #1. I want to be the #1 here. I was here before and I'm gonna stay. Or you're subject to the same cycle you won previously when you beat Leno. It's survival of the fittest at this stage, and I can't blame anybody for what they're doing or how it's panned out. But we got to have somebody who's going to stand up and be counted for and not make those mistakes and allow us to play how we're going to play. Right now, I think Ryan's the better man for the job. And I'm going to stand on my business. I'm going to stand on business and say I don't think there's a crazy amount that separates them. But I feel like I was wrong in saying confidence is the only thing that separates them. Like it's some type of small factor. The confidence and ability to just play how you want to play and again push forward your style. I feel like that's a big differentiator, and maybe I didn't state it as clearly as wanted to or emphasize it as heavily as I needed to, but that's a big difference when you're playing a goalkeeper in this Arsenal system. Like you have to play bold, you have to play smart, and you got to take those risks. And Ramsdale was definitely getting in his head in the first half, but I think he came good. I'll give him a 7 today. Tomiyasu, I'll give an 8 today. I think he was pretty solid across the board. Not too many mistakes from him. The only thing I'd say is not necessarily a mistake, but something I wanted to see more and something that we might have missed a little bit was a bit more of that link up play where he can make more overlaps like Ben White does usually. And again, in a typical situation, Ben White would probably start, but I would like to see that more from him to help some of the dynamics on the right hand side, because I feel like Saka and Odegaard were coming more to standstills and trying to rotate the ball, and it just didn't feel as fluid and fast without those overlaps from Ben White to make things happen. So outside of that, that's just a nitpick. Otherwise, I think he handled business really well. Shout out to Tomiyasu, gets an 8 from me. Both Gabriel and Saliba get 8.5s from me today. I'm putting both of them as 1. They're doing the fuse and dance today. But yeah, they're getting 8.5s. I'm sorry. In a game where I feel like they needed to be more aggressive. Again, Brentford were going to be in this deep ass block and they needed to step out. They needed to add numbers into the attack, force pressure. And when those counters happened, they needed to be on the ball, snappy, ready to cut things out as they were. I think both of them did a fantastic job of that. Saliba, there was an instance where, again, I think Maupay was like, again, on the left hand side, about to get to a through ball, and he just cut that out, get that gone, boom, move. Gabriel had a couple instances himself, and again, when he was playing, I think Gabriel was playing it more centrally out of it, and he was trying to, at least in the second half, what I saw, he was playing through, he was making things happen, and I just think they had a really, really great game today, especially on a lot of dangerous situations. So I can't fault them. I can't fault them for that 8.5 today. Let's see, Zinchenko, if they're getting 8.5s, I'm giving Zinchenko a 9 today. Zinchenko, my man's, he got to get a 9, bro. I'm sorry. And especially in that first half, I think the first half solidified that he was one of the best players playing today on the pitch. bro, like what, when there was no impetus to actually make things happen, that little half space cross over to, I believe it was Trossard who missed the header. That was one chance. There was a couple of, again, just line, like down straight line ground passes into the box. He was making things happen on the ball. And on top of that, I think he did fairly well against Ryan Mbeumo. I think he did fairly well against him. You know, he handled his defensive work. I don't think there was too many crazy things happening. And again, a goal line clearance in I believe the second half to save us again from something as bad after he lost the ball. So make up for that, for his the ability to, you know, hands down handle his defensive work and also influence a lot of stuff we were doing going forward when nothing else was really happening. That was prime. That was prime. We needed that. That was a 9 today for me. Let's go to Leandro Trossard. Unfortunately, I'm going to give him a 6.5. I don't think him in the 8. It was just weird. I feel like it was just because Brentford was definitely more physical and he wasn't. I feel like he wasn't winning the duels that he could have, and it just wasn't clicking for him, you know, breaking out of certain lines. I feel like when after he got subbed into left wing and he got more license up there after Martinelli came off, I feel like that was better. But I think he wasn't the worst of the front 6 players, but I just think that it just wasn't the most cohesive performance from him, in my opinion. I don't know. I feel like I could have saw more. I was excited to see him in the lineup at a left 8. Maybe I had to do something different with it to see if it really fits through. But Trossard still, again, ran his socks off. Had a decent game today. We can't complain. Oh, and the disallowed goal too. It would have been boosted if the disallowed goal went off. But that's a whole nother conversation. I'm not even trying to get into all that. Declan Rice, worth his weight in gold. Gold. He gets a 9 today. He gets a 9 today, man. Again, playing the lone 6 is never going to be easy, but he's one of the best in the world at doing it. First half, again, handled things well in defensive positions. The goal line clearance already tells you what you need to know. He's in the right place at the right time, makes things happen on both ends of the field, in the middle of the pitch. He's going to do what needs to be done, making great runs. And there was a point in the game, I feel like the second half, where it really was like apparent. He was dictating everything from the middle. He's like, listen, hey, just snap it this way, snap it this way. Let's up the tempo. I feel like in a game that felt like the tempo needed to be upped, he was one of the people that were definitely pushing that to go forward, to get into this area, to get to that area, to make things, you know, happen. He was on the edge of the box a lot of times in that second half as well, just trying to pick something out. I just feel like, again, the constant of our team. He's the glue of our team in many different ways, and I think he showed it again today. It was good for him. Martin Odegaard, the returning captain today, unfortunately, I'm giving him a 6.0. It's weird where I want him to be more, I guess, in a sense, more consistent or more ever present on the ball, like Declan Rice has been in a lot of different situations, building out from our defense and, you know, getting into the final third, driving the ball forward. You know what I'm saying? Not necessarily, again, making a run or driving through a channel or going on an actual run or dribbling past people, but just being that he's got to be the instigator. If that makes sense. I want him to be the instigator. Those half space crosses that Zinchenko made before and stuff like that, I want him to make. I want him to be surveying options. I want him to be, he's got to be Steve Nash. He's got to be the point guard. He's got to be, you know what I'm saying, dishing it out or looking for he has to have the vision to dish it out. And I feel like at some points he had at the edge of the box, like when he stood still for like a little bit and then he saw it after he received it. But I want him coming into the space, coming into the final third, doing that so he can, you know, spread the play more and more. It's just, I need to see more of him on the ball as we get into the middle, like just from the middle of the park, just before the final third, just so things can open up a little bit more. And again, it may be just how the team is set up with certain people out, but I just want to see more from him. Let's move forward to Gabriel Martinelli. Gabriel Martinelli, I think I'll give a 6.5 as well. Again, going up against, you know, double marking defenders is not going to be easy. He had Onyeka, he had Goros, who put in some really good shifts today. Again, fair play to them. I just don't think he had the most impactful, craziest game. And again, he got hooked a little bit early. Probably showed some sign of tiredness from the 90 he played on Wednesday or some odd minutes against Argentina. But yeah, I don't think he had the craziest game. I'm not mad at that. Gabriel Jesus, I can move on to. Gabriel Jesus, I would say If the goal wasn't disallowed again, there'd be some extra points. But I'll give him a 6 point. Nah, I'll give him a 6 as well. I don't think he was. I feel like holding the ball after the long ball was kind of my specific thing with him, and I feel like it just wasn't clicking as well as it could have. And in front of the box, I feel like he needed to be there just a little bit more. It just, again, the low block, I feel like nullified a lot of what the final third was doing today. And like, I feel like they couldn't keep the ball as well. I guess in certain situations, they just had to pass back or something like that. Or, you know, the front three just weren't the craziest, except for, I think, Bukayo Saka, who of course provided the game-winning assist. We have to give him some plaudits for that. I'm giving him a 7.5 today. Again, the thing that definitely changed the game was him starting to cross into the box more. I feel like it happened little by little, just started increasing as, of course, we got more control of the field. But as soon as you start letting him fly, you could feel it. He's like, oh, dang, he's picking out really good moments. He's picking out really good areas to cross it to. And it's just, boom, one finally clicked and we got the goal through. So, again, him showing some endeavor with his crossing and that part of his game growing is why we won this game today. So, you gotta show him some love. You gotta give him some big credits for that as well. To our subs bench, we had Ben White having some minutes, Eddie Nketiah having some minutes as well. Them three, I would say Ben White, Nketiah, Jorginho. I'll give probably I'll give a 6. I'll give it a 6. Eddie, I had some decent runs. I feel like I want to see a little bit more from him, but I think that was still a pretty decent cameo overall. But my man of the match, and you're damn right I'm giving it to him. It could have been Rice, it could have been Zinchenko, but with a 9.0, the game-winning goal, King Kai Havertz. Let me talk to y'all real quick, man. Let me talk to y'all. I'm not blind. It's obvious to tell that, you know, he hasn't had the most I guess impactful, crazy stint, you know, in his first few games for Arsenal, his first, you know, few months of tenure at Arsenal. That's fine. The money's been spent. The guy's here now. There's clearly a plan with him trying to be in certain places at certain times, and I get it. It's 65 million. It's a lot of money. It's a lot of money I don't have, but you gotta back these players, bro. As we can criticize, we can do what we want to do, but like I seen people just straight hating on him. Some people straight hating. Some people didn't even want him to score the goal. You know what I'm saying? Is that bad? I'm like, yo, y'all gotta relax, man. Y'all got to relax and just back the guy. I think he's growing into his time at Arsenal. He's understanding more of what he needs to do. And he's been showing steadily, I think, that he knows what he knows what he can bring to the team. Again, I'll tell you this right now. As soon as he came on the pitch, there was things that changed about that game. Aerial duels, we were winning those much easier, getting up the pitch a lot quicker. Again, you can't say they were in Brentford. The whole team was in the same place for long balls and for goal kicks, but we were just winning them back more often. Kai Havertz is one of them. Just us rotating the ball and being a bit more, again, calm about how we just push the pace, push the ball around those dying stages. Again, the sign of the moment, but he's a contributor to that. And being in the right place at the right time to score the right goal. Damn it, that's Kai Havertz. He's gonna do it, and I'm so glad it came good today. What else do we have, man? Back him like we back the rest of these people, because we know how good they can be. And I think he can provide a lot of great things for us. He has done before. And now this is the second part. This is what I asked for. It's just the consistency. Now can you keep certain things like this going? I'm not expecting him to score again. I'm not expecting him to score every game. I'm not expecting him to assist every game. But I just want that same amount of energy, intensity, effort. And if the goals come more often, that would be great. That would be great. You know what I'm saying? Just keep pushing forward. That's all I ask. And the same thing I ask for every damn player. Keep it going. Can he build on this? Can you be a bit more, again, effective, a bit more aggressive in front of goal? Because that's something that we definitely needed today. You know, just the sense to attack, the sense to make things happen in and around the box. Kai Havertz can do that. I believe in him. And you know what I'm saying? I'm not saying y'all gotta support now. You know what I'm saying? Some of y'all's gonna hate forever. That's cool. That's on y'all. Do what y'all gotta do. But I'm saying, while he's here, man, we gotta back it, bro. We just gotta back it. That's all I'm saying, man. So for me, he's man of the match. He gets a 9.0 as well. It's a good day. It's a good day. Chelsea gets smacked 4-1, and Kai Havertz is dunking on him, Chelsea fans, man. Yeah, it's scrumptious, man. Scrumptious. I tell you that. I like that today, man. I'm really, really liking it. And I will give Mikel Arteta. Mikel Arteta, I am giving him an 8.5 today. I think that what this game came down to was substitutions. Was he going to put the right people in at the right times to make the right result happen, or make the best possible result happen and the winning goal? And I think he did that. I think Eddie Nketiah was a smart sub because we needed somebody who's going to latch on to those crosses, which I think Eddie is generally. I think Eddie is again one of the best of the club at doing that and having the right run in certain positions inside the box when, you know, maybe Brentford's probably in a more rested state. They're going to have numbers behind the ball. I think Eddie's shown he's been good for that, and he has good moments with that. That was a good sub. You know, again, Ben White, Jorginho to come help control the game. That was a good sub, and of course Kai Havertz. That's a fantastic sub. Kai Havertz and Eddie, I think would have dominated off a lot of different crosses that came in like that throughout the game. But you know, it broke down how it broke down. But I'm glad they had some time in the game, and they clearly provided some help. So. McKenna's 8.5, man. He's an 8.5. We're off to the races after the international break. No more international footy for like 4 months. I feel great. I feel good. Listen, man. Let me know what y'all thought in the comment section below. Let me know what y'all think. I want to hear from the Kai Havertz haters today. I just want to hear it, man. Just let's let him have a W today. I'm not talking about the whole season. Just today. Just give him something today. Just give him a little pat, man. Just give him a little handshake today and just support. That's all I'm saying. Just show some love, man. He did good today. He was the difference today. Lovely stuff. Lovely stuff. Let me know what's up in the comment section below. We got Champions League coming up next week. We got a home game versus Lens. I forgot who's next. I think it's Wolves next in the league, but we're top of the league. Again, long way to go, but I'm just glad we got the 3 points today after just the uncertainty of coming back from international break, and we move. We take it week by week. We do it. And yeah, man, I love y'all. COYG. Peace out.